What we doing? Are we?
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video on today. This is the Keeping It Raw podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, click the bell so that you'll be notified whenever we put up an upload. And without further ado, we're going to get right into the storm. Also, guys, make sure you smash the like button, comment in the comment section, blow the comment section up, blow up the like button as well, because we're going to continue to give you some of today's top prospects that'll be coming into the draft. A lot of these names you may be familiar with. A lot of these names you may not be familiar with, but we're going to we're going to do our homework. We're going to do the due diligence to be able to study the prospects and understand what the Detroit Lions need to add to the roster to make them better in 2024. Now, the biggest thing with the Lions is not to regress and go back after having a season like they just had. Nobody expected the Detroit Lions to be able to make it all the way to the NFC Championship game. What a phenomenal season, man. We just wanted the Lions to keep on winning. And, of course, you wanted them to be in the Super Bowl. But that's not going to happen. And so basically what you're going to have to do is go back next season. You're going to have to regroup, and you're going to have to get better. And you're going to have to finalize getting the pieces to the defense that you need. And, yes, the Lions are in need of a corner. They're in need of a true #1 corner. And they could also draft a guy to develop him as well. They got it's multiple routes that the Lions can take in order to get the team better. You know, they can also trade for a corner that they feel could be a #1 corner. They can also re-sign their guys back. If they want to re-sign the guys back, they can go into so many different directions. But at the end of the day, the draft is how you build your team. The draft is how Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have been doing a phenomenal job of being able to get the talent in here and being able to get these players to play in an elite and a high level, because that's what you want. You want your young guys to come in to make an immediate impact. And I know the corner position is one of those positions where it can be tedious, it can be tough. And if you draft the wrong corner, if you draft a guy that can't come in and make immediate impact, it can set you back. I understand all of that, guys. But at the end of the day, you have to do your due diligence, and you have to look at everybody. You have to be able to look at these guys, and you have to determine what's going to be best for the team. Now, at the end of the day, the Lions could end up trading out of that pick, the 29th pick overall. They could trade up or they could trade back. It just depends on what the Lions really want to do. You know, they can ultimately, at the end of the day, they can draft a defensive end first, a pass rushing guy, or they could go with a defensive tackle, or they could go with the corner position or whatever position they feel like they need to really load the team with. But in order to really get better defensively, I think that it's only right for the Lions to probably go after a defensive pass rush guy or a corner first. Those are the two positions that I will be looking at first to be able to add the talent to. I know there's guys out there like Kool-Aid McKinstry, Terrion Arnold, Kyrie Jackson. There's just so many different corners out there, guys, that I can talk about. And it's loaded with corners this year. I know a lot of people don't think that it's corners out there, but it is. If you do your homework and you really do an in-depth study, there is a lot of corners out there that you can choose from. But you have to be able to get the right guy that fits with what you're trying to do in Detroit. A guy, mainly Detroit normally go with versatile guys. They like guys that can play all over. They like guys that can play zone, that can play man and press. You know, they like those type of guys. So if any of these guys fit that type of mold, then of course the Lions are going to be interested in that prospect. But Storm Duck, man, standing at 6'1", 200 pounds, is definitely a guy that I would put on my board and say, hey, man, this guy is interesting. Let me take a look at his film. Let me see what he brings to the table. Now, in his career, he has over 135 career tackles. He has 4.5 tackles for loss. He also has 1 sack, 5 career interceptions, so he can intercept the ball as well. And also he has 24 PDs to go along with 1 forced fumble. He has 5 years of college football experience. So definitely he's no baby to this. This is definitely a good thing. And then another thing about Storm Duck that you may not know, you know that the Detroit Lions have Dre Bly. Dre Bly was his coach. I think he was his position coach, if not his coordinator, when he was with the Carolina Tarheels, when Dre Bly was over there coaching those guys up. He coached Storm Duck. So that may bring something into the relationship too as well. having a guy and putting a bug in the ear of Brad Holmes and putting a bug in the ear of Dan Campbell saying, look, man, this kid Storm Duck is nice. You know, I would love to have this kid and develop this kid on the team. He's definitely one of those players that can make plays out on the field. He's a ball hawk. He can press. He can play man. He can also, he's very good in zone coverage. And if that's the type of player that he is, then ultimately at the end of the day, I think that the Lions would be interested in a kid like this. But definitely, man, by him playing under Dre Blah and by him having the talent that he has, I really think that Storm Duck is a guy that you can get in the later rounds. And this guy can be either a developmental cornerback that you bring in, or this guy can eventually compete for the starting role. You just never know. But all right, guys, leave it in the comments section what you think about Storm Duck.
What we doing? Are we stepping out? Life's been too hard, we gon' make it count. I ain't mad at the world, I'm just living life. And if I came up out the bag, you know I pay the price. The night's too young, let's have some fun, let's paint the town. Let's shut it down, it's our time now. And I ain't going in till the sun come up. And I ain't going in until we blew up the Bucks. Cause it's us, throw it up, live it up. Come with us, we gon' paint the town, love you right now. Hop in the Bentley, let the roof down. It's a Friday night, ain't no telling where we headed.